Okay, so the Season 6 patch notes. Community pit stop. Hey, Speed Stars, Disney Speedstorm Season 6 Under the Sea. Inspired by the animated classic Little Mermaid. It's coming, yada yada yada. Alright. Teleport skill, aka clocks, right? The duration of the teleportation granted by teleport skills has been reduced and is now consistent. It is no longer calculated on the player's distance from the racer in first place. Okay, so that's a very good start, because basically clocks always meant you steal places from everybody else, and they didn't really feel like that strong of a catch-up mechanic. Let's see. The trail left by a racer using teleport is now longer and persists for a longer period of time to make it clearer to the other players that someone else has teleported. This does create a small nerf as well to the teleport. For those that don't know, the trail that the teleport leaves behind also acts as a small speed pad for the people who happen to touch it. Don't know if that's intentional, but it is. That's the way it works. So I guess that can help people who are behind that person in theory, but in general, I would have liked them to just say that this was removed from ranked. Like, just you can leave it the way it was beforehand, right? Just remove it from ranked. Nobody wants it. Nobody likes it. I don't understand why they just insisted on keeping it in there. Alright, racer balancing. Tricksters. Dashing a rival with a trickster class will no longer apply the hack skill, and it will grant a random level 1 common skill from their loadout. Okay. Okay. That's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, that is pretty solid. It's gonna make tricksters with cloak even stronger though. So Bo Peep, I'm looking at you. You're gonna fucking kill it. Elizabeth Swan. Now, before we get into this, I do know they said that they were looking at trail effects. So let's look at how much they actually impacted them. Because I see some people here who have trail effects, and I'm betting that's what they're doing. So the length of the trail effect from Elizabeth's charged unique has been reduced by 50%. Thank God. Now let's hope it actually works that way with latency involved. Because most of the time it doesn't seem to be that way. The duration of the unique skill has been increased by 1 second across all star levels. So, okay, I'm okay with that change as long as the trail isn't so obtrusive anymore, because Elizabeth Swan's was just... That trail, it was just dumb. It was just really, really dumb. Steamboat Mickey. The length of the trail has been reduced by 35%. Okay, so they're tweaking them all individually. A manual boost is now granted to Steamboat Mickey each time a rival enters a trail. And his top speed is increased. I don't understand why they increased it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, yes, I understand Steamboat Mickey is a slower defender, but that's perfectly fine. You really want top speed on him, you can rock 4 top speed things on him, and he's fine. He did not need that. I do like the fact that it gives people, or gives him boost, so it kind of like incentivizes you even more to hit people with it. It's still gonna be very annoying. I don't think this hurts him really. I think this is actually a buff to Steamboat Mickey overall. Pete. Acceleration handling has been increased. Like, okay. We'll see by how much. We'll see by how much. If it's a small buff, that's fine. But he's a heavyweight. He has a very high top speed. I don't necessarily like this. But we'll see. We'll see how it is in the game. Olaf. Olaf's trail has been reduced by 35%. Okay, same as Mickey. Duration of the stun has been reduced by 50%. Okay, I agree with that. I would, as long as it doesn't impact Elsa's freeze effect. I don't know if that effect is coded the same on both ends. If it is, then that sucks. But for Olaf specifically, I'm okay with the nerf being to the stun effect that hard. And his top speed has been increased. Okay. And then he also has the manual boost effect. So similar buffs to Olaf. I think this overall helps him. I do hear there was a shadow nerf, but we'll cover that in a moment here. Lilo. Trail effect has been affected, so it no longer stuns people. I don't... You can't control it. I think if people drive right into that, that's fine. That's like hitting Goofy. It's whatever. I don't think they needed to do that to Lilo. Top speed has been increased. Okay, I agree with that. She needed a little bit of a buff. She just feels pretty bad to play most of the time. And I would have liked for them to say that her unique skill got a general speed buff, because most of the time using it, unless of course you're using it very strategically on tight corners, like say on the Toy Story map, which last time I checked she was bugged on that map and would clip off of it. It's probably not the best example, but that's what I used. But I would have liked that to actually be higher, like the top speed of the effect itself to be higher, because it's just slow, you know. Sorry. Aladdin. The speed at which Aladdin travels while the uncharged activation has been reduced across the board by 15/9. Okay. I think that's fine. I think because it's already kind of like a short effect, like you're gonna get really good burst usage out of it. It's like on corners, like I just mentioned with Lilo, like you get great effects out of those kind of autopilot abilities. Jasmine, which is why we have loaded up here. The duration of Jasmine's unique skill has been reduced by 20%. Okay. The charge has been reduced by 20%, so they should have just said all of it. Jasmine is now invulnerable during the normal activation. Okay, okay. I'm okay with that. So Raja protects her. The amount Raja moves while charged has been reduced by 10%. I mean, does that matter when he's supersonic? Like, did they fix that part of him? Because Raja like freaks out and will just rampage across the map for no reason. I don't know. Manual boost while her unique is active. Oh, okay. Okay. If that is stronger, and I bet you it's going to be, then Mowgli's wolf charge, I'm gonna be upset. She doesn't need this high, like this hard of a buff. And she got a top speed increase as well, mind you. Keep that in mind. She already had a higher top speed than the average speedster, but let's give her a little bit more. I just don't get it. I don't get it. It's okay. Kristoff. The duration of the charge activation of Kristoff's unique skill has been reduced by 1 second. I mean, I don't think that's really the issue with his skill. Yeah, I'm not really going to get into it, but there's, like, if you use any other skill, it stops the animation of him throwing the logs out, or whatever you want to call it, the rugs. And that's just, I don't think that this needed to be nerfed like this. The amount Sven moves while the normal activation has been reduced by 10%. I don't really know if that means like the distance away from you, like it has to stay in front of you, because Sven kind of moves farther away from you, or if it's his left and right. I don't know. I'm assuming it's his distance away from you is reduced by 10%. Generate manual boost for every racer Sven stuns. That's fair. And Kristoff's top speed has been increased. Again, that wasn't an issue with this character, but okay, okay. Anna. The duration of both normal and charged activations have been reduced by 20%, and the amount of manual boost gained has been reduced by 20%. That's a way to handle it. I don't think I would have hit the manual boost so hard. I would have done it differently there. I think I personally would have split it, so you get either or, you don't get both. I don't think much is really going to be used of her second ability. It's mostly all in on the charge, or everyone gives her a shield. That one. Elsa, top speed has been increased. Okay. Hans, top speed has been increased. Why? Why? He's got a really high top speed. He doesn't need it. Hans will be invulnerable while invisible. There we go. So he gets the cloak treatment. I wonder if he's actually going to be treated the same way as Cloak, because right now you can lock on to him. I don't even know what that's going on for. But right now you can lock on to him with special abilities and stuff like that, and they'll still home in on him. So I wonder if they fix that. Belle. The duration of speed boost granted has been reduced by 20%. I don't understand why they did this. Belle has not been dominating. She hasn't been, you know, like,
I'm ready.
Ruining the game for anybody. Like, I don't understand this nerf. I really don't. I thought Belle was in a very good spot. So hopefully they, you know, don't keep touching her, because she's not dominating anywhere in the game. Like, I'll be honest. Just makes her basically less viable for your time trial effects. So I'm sorry everybody who liked Belle. I liked Belle. I wasn't a Belle main, but you know. Beast. Acceleration handling stats have been increased. Okay, he needs any love he can get. We'll take it. I think they should have just went hard on his handling. I don't really like seeing the heavyweights, who already have a naturally high top speed, getting these acceleration buffs. To me, that just sounds like people aren't playing them right, and they're giving bad feedback. Because not everybody needs to be like the best at everything, right? Like, there's a reason to play other characters sometimes. Mike Wazowski, the teleportation distance has been reduced by 10%. It's not gonna do anything. Like, you guys gonna keep reducing this. It's not the first time you've reduced it. It's not the second time you've reduced it. Like, come on. What you need to do, and I'm going to tell you this, Gameloft, remove his hitbox during teleportation. That way he can't pick up items while he's teleporting. That's what makes Mike extremely strong, is the chaining of teleporting doors. Because you got a really high chance of grabbing it during your teleport. You almost always hit a box. Especially if you're like a 3-star or higher, you're almost always going to hit a box. So I don't see you guys changing the distance of the boxes, because like you almost always have a power up right after you use one. So this does nothing. This does absolutely nothing in my opinion. So yeah. Figment. Both the normal and charged unique skill activations will now grant him 1 speed boost star regardless of whether they hit it. That's fine. Figment needs love. Honestly, my main issue with Figment is he's buggy. He's a buggy mess. Half the time his skill doesn't even trigger right. Like, you'll have multiple stars and you will get no boost. So that's, if they fix that, Figment could be better. This does help him get in a good spot. I would have also liked them to have said that they changed his common skill, like his inherent skill, whatever you want to call it. So it's Cloak, but it's still going to be Hack, so he's always going to get that, and it makes him like one of the most, I guess, least interactive characters in the game. So, Racer, Hercules. Alright, the duration of the speed boost granted by Hercules' unique skill has been increased by half a second. Okay, I'm fine with that. The durations have also been increased by 1 second. Okay, so you should get about maybe 2 extra boosts out of it, but it probably evens out at the end. It's probably more so you get closer to the end of the trail, because right now you basically don't get to the end of the Pegasus Trail with Hercules, even if you're riding it the whole way. So, Minnie Mouse's top speed has been reduced. Why? Okay, just Shang, top speed has been increased. Why? I mean, not everything needs to be like 8,000 plus, guys. Like, we can have guys in like the high 6,000s who are still highly competitive, you know. Now, Mowgli. Okay, here we go. The wolves from Mowgli's unique skill will no longer disappear. I don't know. I really don't know. That's not what Mowgli needs. You wanna know what Mowgli, what he fucking needs? Here we go. Let's go look at him.
All
Alright, I'm going to read it right off the game, right here. If you look at Mowgli's ability, and this is honestly why nobody, like, you may not realize it, but this is a big part of why he's bad. Both versions, well, I guess not the second one because you're not following them, but the normal version of it says, call 3 wolves that run alongside you, stunning opponents that they touch. Driving near the wolves gives you nitro fuel. It is the most pathetic amount of nitro fuel you'll ever get. Donald and Daisy's, whose ability doesn't mention nitro fuel gain at all, gives like 7-8 times more per second than this ability does. It's so goddamn bad. Like, you use it just to like terrorize people around you. You don't use it for anything else. Like, and even then, it's not even the greatest. It's just like some people might have some PTSD from the wolf howling, you know, from like season 1 and 2. But no, it's just, this is not what Mowgli needs. He needs a top speed buff because he's one of the slowest speedsters in the game, and he needs this particular ability buffed so the nitro gain is actually worthwhile. I have said this multiple times to them in the Discord, and they just throw it out the window. So we'll see. I don't think this is going to do anything to him. Nothing. Gameplay, stuns and walls. We've made adjustments that should reduce instances where racers end up trapped against the wall. I'll believe it when I see it. Airlift momentum. We've made adjustments that should reduce getting stuck in areas such as the silver screen race environment. I'll believe it when I see it. Okay. Season Tour. Players will now be able to preview the Season Tour chapters, and upcoming race conditions and rewards will be visible. I like this. I honestly do, because it gives people an idea. It's going to, because like right now, a big complaint people have is the early chapters don't really give you much in terms of season tokens. A lot of that's earned by just like leveling up your golden pass quickly. And at least this will kind of give people a full spectrum of what they're going to be able to gain throughout that season, like token wise, and I think stuff like this is better. New characters are able to be added. Okay, racer boost, whatever. Shop. The season box is being split into seasonal racer specific boxes. Each of the new boxes will include racer shards for that particular racer, as well as crew shards, and players will be able to use season box credits on any of the available season boxes. So does this mean like I can just get an Ursula only box with crew in it? Is that what it is? I wonder what the odds of like the drop rates of that box is going to be, because I don't understand why they would do that unless the drop rates are going to be smaller, so that way you get with a better chance of getting what you specifically want. We'll see. While the free Golden Pass track and seasonal time limited events will have boxes available for all players from the start of the season, the Golden Pass track and season tour racer boxes will only become available once that racer is unlocked. Wait. Is this? Let me re-look at this. Is this for every character? Like, you can use your season tokens on any character box in the game? If so, that's very good. I will say that. That is very good, especially when you get later in the season. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that works out in a couple of days. Multiplayer coin box is being split into 2 boxes, one containing plates, avatars, cart collars, mottos for 200 coins, and one that has better items such as race suits, cart liveries, cart wings, wheels, and victory animations for 600. Well, I can't get anything right now anyway, even if I wanted to. So we'll see how this goes. I hope I can get some of the boxes. I hope they add some good stuff in there. Otherwise, this is pointless for me. For anybody else, though, maybe it'll help. I see most people probably going for the cosmetics, like the more expensive box. So we'll see. General fixes and improvements. Desync issues, we'll see. I'll believe it when I see it. New loading screens with unique skill descriptions. Okay, I'm cool with that. Like a little tip screen. Additional race objectives. have been added to Season Tour limit events and missions. Like things that just rotate instead of like the same ones, like get 5 stuns or do this race while drifting 12 seconds or crap like that. That's okay. I'm here for more interesting stuff. Just don't do like stun, 30 people with Aladdin and ranked ever again for me. Okay? Don't do that. Please make challenges that make it look like you play the game. Racer start levels are now visible in the Edit Racer menu. I have noticed that, and I think that is a win. New players now have the option to unlock 1 additional racer after completing the starter circuit. They can choose from Belle, Donald Duck, Mike Wazowski, Mulan, Jack Sparrow, and Jesse. All right, well, for everybody who is starting from here forward, I recommend either picking Belle or Mike, just for content that is not like Season Tour and stuff like that. Like, if any limited event content, they're going to be very good picks for that. I don't recommend picking Mulan, as she's one of the weaker tricksters. Jack Sparrow, you gotta like him. He's not like terrible, but he's not offensive in many ways. He's just annoying with a pretty solid top speed. Jesse's pretty good, and Donald is really good. But Mike and Belle are kind of harder to get, especially Belle being a legendary or an epic in this game. So that's why I would probably pick her. Fix the audio bug of Shane's charge unique. Good.